What's up YouTube? In this video I'm going to be showing you how to make a sonic screwdriver. It should be very quick, very easy. If you want to make it, here's what you're going to need. You will need brown wool, black wool, dark grey, light grey, white, yellow, lime green, and finally dark green wool. Once you have all of those colours right there, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'm going to be making it right here. You're going to want to kick this off with a row of 4 brown wool in a row on the floor. So 1, 2, 3, 4. What you then want to do once you have your row of 4 brown wool is, starting from the most left hand side of your row of brown, this block right here, you want to do an up left diagonal. Then place one on top. Then do another up left diagonal. Then do 2 up right diagonals. Then do a bottom right diagonal. Then go to the right by 1. Then do an upright diagonal. Then do 2 bottom right diagonals, 1 and 2. Then do a bottom left diagonal. And then go down by 1, and you should find that when you place that one block going down, everything should reconnect with each other and give you a weird looking shape that should look exactly like this. Pause this if necessary, of course. Once you've done that, it's time for us to continue on a little bit. So come up to this block right here, this block on the left at the very tippy top of our screwdriver thus far. And from this block, you want to do an up left diagonal. Then place a block on top of it. Then go to the right of that block by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then go down 1 from that 5th block. And you should find that by going down 1, you've reconnected once again to the outline of our screwdriver. Once you've reached this point right here, it's time for us to continue on once more. So on top of our row of what should be 6 brown wool, you want to place a row of 6 white wool. What you then want to do once you have your row of 6 white is extend that row of 6 white out by 1 either side with your brown wool, like this. What you then want to do is, on top of each one of those brown wools, you want to go up on top of them by 5 with your brown. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the right side as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then what you want to do on both the left and right hand sides is you want to do outward diagonals. So in the right hand side's case, do an upright diagonal and then go up by 2. And on the left hand side, do an up left diagonal and go up by 2. 1, 2. So you should have something which should look like this. What you then want to do is just connect these 2 top blocks that we have here of our row of 3s. We want to connect the left and right hand side together with a row of yellow wool like this. So you just want to run a row of yellow wool going from left to right like this. And once you've done all of that, you should end up with something that should look exactly like this. Pause this if necessary, of course. Once you've done that, it's time for us to continue on. So coming up to our row of yellow wool, I'm not exactly sure how many yellow are involved in this row. I'd have to guess 8, it doesn't really matter, but this is what you want to do. On top of your row of yellow, you want to do a row of black wool that is equal in length to the row of yellow, like so. What you then want to do is, starting from the left hand side of your row of black, this block right here, you want to go up by 1 with your black wool, so 1. Then do 2 upright diagonals, so 1 and 2. Then do 2 up left diagonals, so 1, 2. Then go up by 1. Then go to the right by 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then go down from that 7th block by 1. Then do 2 bottom left diagonals, so 1 and 2. Then do 2 bottom right diagonals, and 1 and 2 is essentially just placing a block right there. And what you should find in placing that second bottom right diagonal is that everything should connect back to each other and give you a shape which should look exactly like this, a black hourglass. Once you've reached this point right here, it's time for us to continue on. So coming up to the top of our hourglass, this is what you want to do. On top of the top row of 8 black wool, you want to stack a row of 8 yellow wool, like this. What you then want to do, once you have your row of yellow wool, is extend it out by either side, each by 1 with your brown wool, like this. What you then want to do is, we'll start this on the left hand side, but we also have to do this on the right hand side. Starting from the left hand side, from this brown wool, you want to do an upright diagonal, which is just placing a brown wool here. You then want to do another upright diagonal from the brown wool that you just placed. Then go up on top of the diagonal by 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then go to the left by 1. Then go up by 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then go to the right by 1, which should give you something which should look exactly like this. And once you've done this to the left hand side, you want to go ahead and do the exact same thing to the right hand side, except of course mirrored. So coming over to the right hand side here, you want to start off by doing your up left diagonal from this brown block, which is just placing a block right here. Then do another up left diagonal. Then go up by 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then go to the right by 1. Then go up by 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then go to the left by 1, and you should end up with something that should look exactly like this. Once you've done that, we can continue on. However, I'm going to cut out for a moment because of the daylight. Alright, so continuing on, come up to the top left hand corner of this left row of brown that we have here, and from this corner block, you want to take out your black wool, and you want to do 2 up left diagonals, so 1 and 2. On top of the second up left diagonal, go up by 1. Then do another up left diagonal, and go up by 2. 1, 2. Then do an upright diagonal. Then do a bottom right diagonal. Then go down by 1. Then do another bottom right diagonal. And go down by 1. Then do 2 bottom right diagonals, so 1 and 2. Then do an upright diagonal. And go to the right by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal. Then do 2 upright diagonals, so 1 and 2. On top of the second upright diagonal, go up by 1. Then do another upright diagonal. And go up by 1. Then do another upright diagonal. Then do a bottom right diagonal. And go down by 2. 1, 2. Then do another bottom left diagonal. Go down by 1. Then finish this all off by doing a bottom left diagonal, which, if you've managed to do everything correctly, should connect to the other side of our screwdriver and give you something which should look a little bit like this, kind of like 2 pincer shapes or maybe 2 horns or something. That's what you want to have. Pause this if necessary, of course. Once you've finished doing that, we can continue on. So, come to these 2 middle black blocks that we have right here. Starting from the left block, you want to do 2 up left diagonals, so 1 and 2. From the second up left diagonal, you want to do 2 up right diagonals, so 1 and 2. You then want to do an up left diagonal. Then an upright diagonal. Go to the right by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal. Then a bottom left diagonal. Then do 2 bottom right diagonals, so 1 and 2. Then finish this all off by doing a bottom left diagonal from that second bottom right diagonal, which is placing a block right there and giving you something which should look exactly like this. Bit of an intricate shape, isn't it? So, once you've reached this point right here, and as always, pause this if necessary of course, it's now time for us to do some colouring in. And we may as well start at the top since we're here already. A lot of this is actually really difficult to put into words, but it's actually really easy to emulate once you can see what's been done. And that's exactly what I'm doing now. I'm just going to quickly fill in this top part and then show you guys what I've done, and you should be able to copy it quite easily. So this is what you want to do for the top of your screwdriver. As you can see, it's a really simple colour design, just really difficult to put into words, or, you know, I'd spend an unnecessary amount of time explaining it. Pause this if necessary of course, make sure that yours looks exactly like this. Once you've done that, it's time for us to continue on. I figure we may as well just work our way down. So, next thing on our agenda, from each one of these single black blocks that we have here, just underneath the middle part of the top of our screwdriver, you want to take out your dark green wool and go down from each one of these blocks by 4 with your dark greens. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And underneath those fourth blocks, just place a single brown wool. Like this. Very easy. What you then want to do is come a little further down your screwdriver, and starting from this block right here, you want to go to the right of this block with your yellow wool by 1. Then go to the right of it with your brown wool by 2. 1, 2 to give you something which should look like this. What you then want to do is go down from each one of those 2 brown wool by 3 with your brown. So 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 to give you something which should look like this. What you then want to do is go on top of these 2 brown wool, the original 2 brown wool, go on top of each of them with your light grey until the light grey connects with the black wool that's near the top of our screwdriver. So you want to have something which in total should look a bit like this. Once you've done that, we just have a little bit more detail to do. So where we have these crevices here directly next to the long rows of brown wool, we just want to fill these in with a long row of dark grey wool. So you want to have something which should look like this. And once you've added in all of those bits of detail, all you have to do to finish off this little section is just fill it in completely with yellow wool, as I'm doing now. So just going to quickly fill this in and it'll all be good. So you want to have something which should look exactly like this. As you can see, extremely simple colour design, very easy indeed. Pause this if necessary of course. Once you've finished doing that, it's time for us to move down again. So coming down to our little hourglass shape, you just want to fill this in with black wool. So just fill the entire thing in with black and you'll be good. Very easy indeed. So you just want to have something which should look like this. Moving down once more, this section right here where we have the row of white and row of yellow wool, you just want to fill this section in completely with white wool. So you just want to have something which should end up looking exactly like this. And then coming down to the very bottom of our screwdriver, you just want to fill these 2 very small sections in with yellow wool. And you should find that once you've filled those 2 sections in, that if you take a bit of a step back from your screwdriver, as I'm doing now, you should find that it is 100% completely finished. Very easy, very quick, very simple design. I hope that you guys had an easy enough time following this tutorial. I don't think that any parts of this were particularly difficult. I hope that you have exactly what I have on my screen and that you're happy with it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.